Hey everyone, welcome to Dawn's Bistro. Today I will be making a dish called Pernil, which is a slow roasted pork shoulder. It may seem intimidating at first, but after this video, you will definitely be a pro. So now let's get started. The ingredients are 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, 14 garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons of dried oregano, 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, and the seasonings we'll be using are onion powder, garlic powder, adobo, and Sazón. And the main ingredient is the 7 to 8 pound pork shoulder. I got a picnic cut because of the thick layer of fat on top with the meat at the bottom. And personally, it's my favorite part of the pork. So I've already washed and patted dry the pork with a paper towel. Now we are going to add the garlic cloves to a mortar to make a garlic paste. It may look like a lot of garlic, but trust me, you need them all. Then we will add 2 tablespoons of salt to the mortar. This is used to help mash this mixture into a paste. Now this is when you have to use your muscles to get this mixture into a paste-like consistency. And this is what it should look like when done. Now we're going to transfer this mixture into another bowl to continue making the garlic paste. So let's transfer the garlic mixture into a small bowl. And we want to get all of this into the bowl. We don't want to miss any of that. Now we're going to add the oregano, and the black pepper, and stir it really good so that the seasonings are distributed. Add the vinegar, and the olive oil, and stir that really good. And this is what makes the garlic paste. So let's set that aside. Now we're going to rub some of the olive oil all over the top and bottom of the pork. This is important because it will help the seasoning stick to the pork. With the paring knife, we're going to cut deep holes into the flesh of the pork and push some of that garlic paste into the holes. This will actually help season the meat inside as well. Make sure to make enough holes so your pork is very flavorful. So now we are going to generously season the pork with adobo, garlic powder, onion powder, and the last seasoning we will be using is Sazón. If you would like to make your own Sazón, I have included a recipe in the description box below. Rub some of the remaining garlic paste all over the pork and save some for the skin side as well. Now we're going to turn the pork over, skin side up. With this, we're going to cut some slits under the fat of the pork and put some of that garlic paste under the fat. So maybe about 4 or 5 slits. But don't puncture the skin because you want the skin to be crisp. And if you puncture it, moisture will make the skin rubbery. Rub the remaining garlic paste all over the skin, and then we are going to season the skin as well like we did with the meat side. Once done, we're going to place the pork in a roasting pan that I prepared by lining it with 2 layers of foil, enough to cover the entire pork. So here is your prepared pork. Now fold the foil over the pork to cover it completely, because we're going to refrigerate it for 24 to 48 hours. So we want it to be covered really good so all the seasons have time to marinate into the meat. I removed the pork from the refrigerator and let it sit at room temperature for 1 hour. And I preheated the oven to 325 degrees. Now let's open the foil so we can get the pork ready to be roasted. Now we're going to add the remaining ingredients to the bottom of the pan all around the edges, and be careful not to pour any of it over the pork. So let's add the Naranja Agria, then the water, and the juice from the Alcaporado, and then a half a jar of pitted Alcaporado, which is olives, pimentos, and capers. And we're going to put that all around the pork, all around the outside, not on top. Now we're going to cook uncovered for 4.5 hours in the lower rack of the oven. Look at how crisp the skin is, and its juices all around the pork. So good. We need the pork to now sit for 20 minutes before carving, and then move the pork to a platter. So now we are ready to carve the pork. We first want to remove the skin in one piece and place it on the platter. So cut all around the skin and be careful to keep it intact. And then place to the side for later. Remove the excess fat from the top of the pork that was left over from removing the skin. At this point, you can cut the pork skin and top the pork with it, but what we are going to do is we're going to save it and make what is known as chicharrones, which is a crisp pork skin. Now let's begin carving the pork and placing the meat on a serving platter. I'm carving the pork in bite-sized slices. As I am slicing the pork, you can actually see the pieces of garlic within the pork slices. This is what gives the pork lots of flavor. Drizzle half of the pot liquor, which is the liquid left at the bottom of the pan, all over the carved meat, and save the remaining to serve alongside the pork. And here it is. Look at the skin that is crisp, and the olives and the garlic and that delicious pot liquor. Oh my goodness, heaven. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my videos. Enjoy!